How do we enter conversations that we know that we need to have, but we're really scared to have them? A lot of times we can have these conversations where we're very nervous to have them, and sometimes we let those nerves and the fear of how the conversation will go keep us from even entering it at all, which I'm sure whatever situation is coming to your mind right now, you know that unless you have that conversation, things are either going to not improve and most likely get worse. So these are conversations that are with someone that typically, either we care about or it's the issue that we're discussing that is really causing pain in your life right now. And I know that confrontation is not fun. It is just something that I wish that we could solve all problems in the world with, some gummy bears or something. But that's not how it goes. So how do we enter into these conversations and why? Something that has been helpful for me is to realize that when there's a conversation I'm fearful of, yes, there's all these nerves that come up with it, but I try to let that fear remind me that this means that it is a very important matter. Because if it was something, hey, where are we going to dinner? You and I both have very different opinions of this. Who cares? I'm not going to be afraid of that conversation. But when it's something that you're fearful of, it's because either the relationship that you have with that person could be at stake, possibly. And so it could be whatever the thing is that y'all are talking about is something that is, matters a lot to you, or it's causing you a lot of pain right now. So let that fear be a reminder that no, this conversation is needed because it is something that is very important. And if it doesn't happen, it's just going to fester. It's going to cause more harm. It could hurt the relationship. It could hurt yourself. And let that, again, just be a reminder that this is a conversation worth having. So how do we do this? This is a practical tip that I created years ago, and it's helped me a lot. I call it the sentence of no return. So this is just about how do you get that conversation started? Because lots of times once you're in the conversation, although it might not be pleasant, you're in it. But it's that whole thing of how do I start this? What you do is you create a sentence that once you say that sentence, you are past the point of no return. That conversation is happening. And for me, that's always been easier. It's like, oh, I'm scared to have this conversation, but I can muster up the courage to spurt out this one sentence really quickly. Whatever that looks like for you, it could be something where you're in a relationship with someone and maybe there's something that this person does that really hurts your feelings. Maybe you feel like something they do is disrespectful and that's something that you constantly are experiencing that them doing. Maybe it's like, a spouse and they criticize you in front of other people. So that sentence of no return could be simply that when you criticize me in front of other people, I feel so disrespected. That's it. That one sentence is going to start that conversation. My hope for you is that you can see, as scary as this conversation might be, that you recognize that it's a needed conversation and you realize that the only thing that you really have to do to get it started is to create your sentence of no return. Now, as I'm sure you can imagine, there are also a ton of different things to deal with when it comes to having tough conversations. And there's a lot you can do beforehand. There's things you can do to plan for it, to really get your expectations clear, ways that you can make sure that you are honoring your own voice while you are also respecting and trying to see that other person and hear them as well. And then there's also how to deal with those conversations when they go really bad, because unfortunately that happens as well, because conversations are two-sided, and that means there's two people dealing with it, and you can only control what you are saying and how you're responding and reacting and engaging in the conversation, but you can't control the other person. So we'll be talking more about how to deal with crucial conversations at different points, at different weeks. And so in order to stay in the know and have these tips to help you, make sure that you are subscribed to the email list. You can click on the link in my bio, and each week I email you once a week, and I just tell you the latest podcast episodes that have dropped from the latest interview, as well as little episodes like this with little tips and tricks.